Okay, Jenna. So, what does God say about your beauty?
Well, he says that you're created, that Jesus created you in his image. So he created you exactly how he wanted you, and so that you're created perfectly, and everything from like your body and your face and like just the way you're created, the way your body looks, that's exactly how God wanted you. And so you're created beautifully and equally and just perfect.
Okay, that's good stuff. And so, what does God say that He wants from you the most?
Availability.
Really?
He doesn't care about, he doesn't care as much about your achievements and the awards you won and how good you do at your job, but he wants your availability. So how much time you spend with God, but also if you're actually going out and spreading the word of God and making disciples and teaching people about how good God is, and not as much as how good you did at your 9 to 5, solely focused on your work or the friends you hung out with or whatever. But if you spoke about God to those friends or preached about the gospel to the people at your work. So he wants your availability, not your achievements.
Love it.
Yeah.
How did you start your journey with getting into the Bible?
Well, really, it was I started to get on fire for God, and started fellowshipping and listening to Christian music, but didn't read my Bible. And I was listening to a fellowship one day when it was a lady or a man, said that you can't really have a true relationship with God if you don't dive into the Word to hear what He's got to say. And so I think it was after that that I really started to kind of to realize that God says some really incredible things through the Bible, and that you really need to read it to understand what God's trying to say to you, because there's really some great things in the Bible, and there's a lot of really great answers in the Bible, whether it be about anxiety or depression or addiction. I mean, there really are great answers to what God says in that book. So really, I think it's a great book to read.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do a lot of your friends at school know God?
When I started not looking, when I actually the opposite, when I prayed and allowed God to kind of pick out my friends instead of me trying to do it, that's when I found friends who have Christ really centered in their lives. And God brought me to like my Christians on campus group, and like my roommate just happens to be a Christian, and like my suite mate is a Christian, and I had another suite mate who I met who really wasn't like she's a Christian but isn't like doesn't really pursue to know God. And so that I we she still loves God, but that was kind of a something I had to kind of learn, is that God will bring people into your life that might not have Christ as their biggest center and their biggest focus, but will use you to bring people to Christ. And like I have friends right now on my meat judging team that they had church hurt or past trauma and didn't want to believe in God or didn't really want to know God. And I realized pretty quickly that, not quickly, but I realized that God will use you to bring Christ into people's lives. And I had a friend, she told me a couple days ago, just because like I talk about God and I'm pretty open about my faith, that it started kind of giving her encouragement to go back to church, and she started going to church again. And so I realized like a lot of my friends at school, not a lot, but some of them might not be totally on fire for God or have that faith for God. But like God might use you to bring that to them, and that's what we're called here to do, is to bring people to God.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.